What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blank Online here today to chat with you guys about some Call of Duty Warzone. Today we're going through how to unlock Bunker 11 here in Warzone, the secret hidden high tier loot bunker that everyone's trying to get into. It's an Easter egg hunt. It's not a hard one, it's fairly easy, so I'm going to go show you guys how to do that right about now. It's best to do this in Plunder, mainly because you can respawn, and mainly because you have a 30-minute time limit and the zone doesn't collapse in on itself. It's harder to do this in trios and quads, mainly because it's down to where the zone's going to be, and you got to kind of go around the whole map, just depending on where the Easter egg wants to take you in terms of location. So it's best to do this in Plunder, and it's also best to do this with a group of 3 or 4, mainly because you're going to be splitting up between these different places that the Easter egg wants you to go to. So it's best to do this in Plunder, and it's best to do this in a group of 3 or 4. Don't get me wrong, you can do this with 1s and 2s, but it's just a lot easier if you have a bigger group with you. The next step you're going to want to do is finding the starting phone. The starting phone, for me at least, from where I've seen it, most likely is in the school near Dam, in that sort of village there, but it could also be at the bottom of Dam, in the building where the helicopter spawns on top of, and it could also be in hospital. Now those are the 3 places that I've seen it spawn. It could be in multiple different other places because it's not always going to be in the same spot. It's in different spots around the map. So if you've found this starting phone in any of the different locations, please let us know in the comments down below so we can kind of, I guess, build a bigger list as to where these starting phones could end up. Once you've found the starting phone, what you're going to want to do is listen to the audio cue and the sequence that plays. That sequence that plays will be in Russian numbers, and keep note of these Russian numbers as well. And if you don't speak Russian, don't worry, because today we're going to be counting with Blank Online, baby. What you're seeing on your screen right now is 9 numbers, and what they translate into Russian. Now, the sequence that you're going to be hearing with the audio sequence on the starting phone is going to be saying 3 numbers in a sequence in Russian. So keep close attention as to what the dude is saying on the phone, because the number will never be the same thing. It will always be a different sequence every time you restart this Easter egg. So keep note. On your screen right now is the number and then what that number means in Russian. So if you want, you can pause the video and do the Easter egg yourself, and then figure out what number means what in Russian. So once you figure out these numbers in Russians, those numbers then correlate to locations around the map where more telephones are that you can use to interact and further complete the Easter egg. Again, keeping in mind the sequence of numbers, because once you get that sequence of numbers from that audio cue, that order that the numbers are being said is very, very important, because once you have that order, that's the order you're going to be activating these telephones once you find them in their different locations. And you may be asking, what locations are they? Bam, these are the locations on your screen right now. So from 0 to 9, you have all these different locations. So 0 being military base, 6 being the airport control tower, 9 being Dam. Number 2 is Lozov Pass, which is right here on the Warzone map. I'll have the picture on the screen right now because it was a bit difficult for me to find number 2, because it's not an actual like names POI on the map, but this is Lozov Pass. So this is where number 2 is. It's in the ammo building, and the telephone is on the 2nd floor. But yeah, so once you have that sequence of numbers, let's say your sequence of numbers is 4, 7, 8, you're gonna want to go to police station, north of Lumber, airport, and hospital, and then you want to press and interact with the telephones in that order of 4, 7, 8, or whatever your sequence of numbers ends up being when you activate the first starting phone. You got to do it in order, and you got to make sure you do it on order, because if you don't do it on order, it messes up the Easter egg, and you cannot get the high tier loot bunker 11. So make sure, I cannot stress this enough, that you do it in the order that the audio cue tells you to do it in. Once you press these phones, you'll have different audio cues dependent on whether or not it was successful or not. So from what I've experienced, it was 4 beeps for correct and 5 for incorrect. So if you get 4 beeps, that means you did it right. If you get 5, that means that you didn't do it right. And if you're on your last audio cue, on your last telephone, you'll get a different sort of ring, which means you've pretty much completed the Easter egg. So once you've done that, once you've activated all the telephones and you've done it in sequence and you've done it correctly, head over to Bunker 11. Bunker 11 is here on the Warzone map, and I'll again put the image on screen right now and circle it so you guys know exactly where it is. So this is where Bunker 11 is. Go there. It's sort of near the fire station on the left side of military base. Go there, and once you head there, you gotta make sure that the light on the top of the bunker is green. If it's not green and it's red, then you haven't done it right. If it's green, feel free to interact with it and feel free to head into Bunker 11 to experience that high tier loot and to press the red shiny button. The red button doesn't do anything. There's a lot of different Easter eggs here in Bunker 11. So for example, there's obviously a countdown, whatever that's counting down to, we are not too sure. There's a computer. If you reboot the computer, you can see an egg. It's very clearly an egg on the monitor. I'm not too sure what that means. When you go into that little corridor where the red shiny button is, you can see the nuke that's being assembled, which potentially will be blowing up downtown or a different point of interest in the Warzone map, which is very, very cool. And there's a bunch of different little Easter eggs, so writings on the wall, stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to sort of decipher everything that Bunker 11 sort of has and what it means for the future of Warzone and the future of Verdansk as well. Once you're in the high tier loot bunker as well, you can access the new weapon blueprint. So it's the MP7. Literally all you have to do is pick it up and that blueprint will unlock for you. So that's all that you have to do. It's not a hard Easter egg. It's pretty easy. It's pretty fun to do as well. As I said, again, do it in plunder, do it in a big group, so that you guys can kind of split up between the 3 locations you need to go to that the sequence tells you to go to. So going to those 3 locations, splitting up, you might have to like down yourself so that you can respawn and go to that POI. But yeah, it's not hard. It's pretty easy to do. It's pretty fun to do, and I'm excited to see what this means for the future of Warzone. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below. If you have different starting locations for those starting phones, please let us know in the comments down below so we can kind of build that list up here. If at any point in the video you need to go back to it to see maybe the phone locations or what the Russian numbers means, feel free to do so. They're there for you to sort of use in your quest for this Easter egg, and click subscribe if you're new here so you don't miss out on my next video when we talk about all things Bunker, Warzone, Season 4, everything that's going on with this map in Verdansk. Let's uncover the secrets together. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the future of Warzone. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Pull up in the gold, I'm bleeding. But them other man need feeding. I don't wanna go Bombay. Them I don't know what I do when I go from Beeling. Leading the pack in black and I'm on with the bag. Snapping with a phone and dab. Boss up a man with a duster. Put him in the drip and sip blockbuster. Win, 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 that's the only ammo. Ring, 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 I reply with NO. Call me Leno, had it hot, switch